So yeah, we're live now. Welcome back, everyone. AC Terra's Mad Chat, episode 3. I was away last week, had some family issues to take care of, but now we're back. So how you been, Terry? You been all right?
Yeah, man, I've just been freezing cold.
Yeah, it's
And,
very,
um,
very
I-
cold right about now, isn't it?
and I've been banned from Facebook for a month. So,
How
you know what
come
I
you got
mean?
banned?
Oh, I was just having an argument with somebody. And,
Uh-uh.
and I was just, the argument got a bit heated.
Got a bit
That's
heated, yeah?
Yeah, but that's about it. But it's all good now.
On my days. So,
Even the guy I was having an argument with, me and him, we had a conversation. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We had a conversation about some next shit that's going on because
yeah,
he's actually he actually does a lot of mentoring in North London,
yeah.
and they've just they basically just shut down a load of projects that are going on out there.
Yeah.
So I was explaining to him how when I used to do it back in the day, they would always put more money into the home counties than they would into inner city areas. So
that is a big problem, man. That's a big problem.
So,
but yeah, we got a few people coming into the chat, so people hit the share button. Also, if you want to send us some stars, the stars button is activated, so you can send us some stars if you want. Yeah. So yeah, big up Danielle, big up Matt, big up Gavin, John, hold tight Teggy, big up Petra. We're going to be going into a few topics for tonight. Yeah, we've got a few topics, but first, what we're going to do is we're going to address the topics that you wanted answered. Yeah. So I asked earlier on Facebook, what would you like us to talk about? So I'm just going to read out some of the topics. So Dino Peters said, hard food. What areas have the best hard food? Yeah. So I obviously had to ask, what kind of hard food are you talking about? Yeah.
The hard.
But he's talking about food. So it ain't the food that we were thinking he was talking about.
Well, I'm not someone who who does these things to be able to answer that. However, I hear it's Liverpool. I hear it around Liverpool is where a lot of the best gear. You know what I mean? Around that.
Oh, see, now he was talking about actual food, innit? He wasn't talking about gear. I thought he was talking about, I thought he was talking about cocaine
hard
and
food.
that.
So what area? What hard food like Jamaican food?
Yeah. That's what that's what he's
when
talking
you say
about.
hard food, I automatically start thinking about the light and the dark.
Here. That's what I thought as well. That's
what I thought. Okay, the best areas for yard food. A lot of it's gone downhill recently. You know what I mean? I think Birmingham's definitely up there. There's a few nice spots in Manchester. There's a few nice spots dotted around London, and then you got it's a very hard question because things like I've been to certain cities that had the 1-2 Caribbean shops, and where they closed down now, that's it. You ain't got it ain't the same in it. So
Wolverhampton used to have a banging one, man. Wolverhampton.
I think if you go around the Midlands, you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. And me and Daly went to a really good one called Bailey's in Birmingham. It was like a sit-down restaurant. That was really good.
Is that the one near? Is that the one near the ABC? What is it? What's the venue? Is it near one of them venues? One of them
something like that. Yeah, but it's on like a side street. It's not on like a big street.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
So then there was one in Liverpool that me, Darker, and Daly used to go to. It wasn't Raggers, it was the other one. I think it was called Flavors.
Raggers closed down, didn't it? Yeah.
Oh, did it? Okay, this one was called Flavors, and it was banging, man.
Yeah. There's some in Liverpool. If there's a lot of them tucked away. There's a few of them. Like when I was in Kensington in Liverpool, there was one tucked away, not far from where I was staying, and that was all right. But it was a small place. You know what I mean? But you know what it is. If you want the best yard food, go to Jamaica. Go to a Jamaican person's house. You know what I mean? That's the best. You know what I mean? Because what you get in England is sometimes a rush job. You know what I mean? And like, you know, you want to get, if you want the real thing, it's all about go. You know what I mean? If you're Jamaican, go see your grandma. And you're gonna get the best yard food you've ever tasted. You know. So
I mean, even like you know, Jerk City. Do you remember that used to be Mr. Jerk? Then they split apart. There was on Wardour Street in London.
Yeah.
I always used to go to Jerk City, and their wings were banging. And so was like their jerk barbecue wings. I used to really like. So I was on that, man. They were serious, and I was going there so much they just started giving me a discount as well. So I was like, they're for safe, man.
Because even them times there, you had them down them streets. You had them 2 restaurants. Yeah, you won't have. Yeah. They're closed down now, innit?
I don't know. I think
I haven't been there for years.
Jerk City changed its name to, I think now it's called Jamaica Hut or something like that, or Jamaican Hut or something. But they're the same. Yeah. They're still there. Okay. But the other one closed down, and I think now it's some gourmet burger kitchen or something like that.
Yeah, because they did well. They did well to do business around there for so long, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's one of them areas. You'll be lucky. You won't find many other Caribbean businesses in central London. Trust me. You know,
I mean, they were doing well because they had a lot of celebrities going there and stuff, didn't they? So that was like a draw for them as well. But yeah, who have we got? Danielle King saying, yeah, home cooked food is the best. Mary Jane saying, evening terror. Petra saying, what's going on in 1999 in your life, AC? I don't know what you mean, Petra. What you mean, my life in 1999? What was going on in 1999?
Were you popping them E's in 1999?
Well, yeah, I think it was a bit of a raving year, wasn't it, in 1999? But I think by that time, I don't know. I think that was maybe I'd even stopped messing about with any of that stuff. I think at that time as well. Yeah. So 1999 was. I'd gone to art college. I was at art college in 1999 doing an art foundation course, and yeah, just having a bit of fun in it. Really, big up Emily, Kettering, Jamie Carlo saying Kettering's got quite a few nice things there. So that was that. And then we got another question. Diego saying he wants us to talk about the progressive lesbian movement of 17th century Russian and the effects it had on potato farming and the vodka trade.
Wow. Wow. Well,
I mean, yeah, Diego, I don't really know about that.
One thing I can say, it definitely didn't have a negative effect on the vodka trade. The vodka trade in Russia has been booming. You know what I mean? You get the best vodka in the world from Russia, and you're making vodka out of potatoes and parsnips and literally like anything, making vodka out of anything. So I need to look into that. I need to look into that. That's definitely something of interest, and that's definitely something that's been overlooked in history that we've been taught in school. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think in British schools they really do need to teach us about the lesbian movement of 17th century Russia. I would want to learn about that.
Well, yeah, because definitely, because they make it out like it's some new thing. They make it out like, oh yeah, you know, after we had the civil rights movement, then it you know what I mean? They need to actually like tell people the truth, tell people what's been going on, and you know, break it down for them.
Yeah, and if they had some good pictures as well, I'd be interested, you know, to look at those pictures. Hopefully they were done by a good artist who gets the anatomy correct.
Oh, what was it like in those days? Was it a thing where they would wanted to burn them at stake? And was it like a serious thing in Russia? Well, I know in some places in the world you'd have been killed for that, but I don't know about Russia. But then
see, this is a mad thing. I was reading about the Melanesians as well. You know, the Melanesian islanders, where they're black people, but they got like blonde hair and that. So in their culture, homosexuality and lesbianism, it's nothing, innit? It's cool, innit? They're just like, it's whatever, do your thing, innit? So I don't know what Russia would have been on, man. Like in India back in the day, it was all just like, yeah, whatever. I don't know what it's, you know, who knows what happened. Who knows what happened there? Yeah, Matt Young saying photo evidence. He wants photo evidence. Yeah, 17th century, you know. 17th century would be more pictorial evidence, wouldn't it? John Finnegan is saying, so Ireland have been rated as the #1 weed smokers in Europe. What's your thoughts?
Ireland?
Yeah, Ireland.
Well, I can believe that. Yeah, you know what I mean? I can believe that in Ireland, you get me, all sorts is getting sold and taken in Ireland. So I can believe that Ireland is a big market for recreational drugs anyway. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? I mean,
last time I went to Ireland was like I was about 11. I was in Dublin, innit, singing in a choir on a choir tour, and we had one MP's kid with us, innit. So they were saying, oh, if anyone asks who is this kid, you've all got to say you're this kid. I was like, fuck that. But then again, I would have been cool anyway because I was the only non-white kid there, so they wouldn't have thought I was this MP's kid. So I'll be all right, yeah. But
You better mind. Imagine the IRA kidnapped him and used him for political leverage. You know what I mean? That could have happened.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking about. Because at that time, innit, there wasn't no Northern Ireland peace accords or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
and also with Ireland as well. Back in the days, like when the IRA were doing their thing, you couldn't sell. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't sell drugs. You understand? It was very dangerous.
Kneecap you, innit?
It still is. It still is. Don't get it wrong. It still is. Right?
Yeah, but isn't that more like hard drugs? Or is that even weed as well?
Even
for real?
Well, look, one of them ones you can't call it. You know what I mean? You can't call it. They might be all right with it, but you can't say for certain that they're going to allow it. So what happened once? Yeah. I think a lot of IRA people started getting on the other side, and they started getting involved in the drug trade. So once that happened, it started popping off in Ireland. You know what I mean? Like the drug market exploded like never before, because before it was still drugs there, but it weren't like England. Look at England, where you can just any old youth can just go and sell drugs on the street, sell heroin on the street. With you know what I mean? You know what I mean? In Ireland and them sorts of places, even in Scotland, you can't just do that. You know what I mean? Like, will come to someone's attention, and they will come and see you, and you'll get a warning. Get me? You'll just get a warning, and then after that warning, if you don't do what they tell you to do, something will happen to you. You see what I'm saying?
Shot in the kneecaps, man.
All sorts. So that's the thing. Right now, where certain areas in Ireland that ain't really going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people are just trapping it up hard. You know what I mean?
So Paul Jenkins has asked us, cream or custard? Me, I'll go for cream. I was never that big on custard.
I've got a packet of custard creams in the cupboard.
So what? Yeah, but if you were gonna put cream or custard on a cake or something like that, what would you do? Cream?
I don't know. Do you know what? Right now, I'd probably put custard on it.
Do you remember the chocolate custard in school?
What one?
Chocolate custard in school.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, stuff that they gave us.
Taste that much.
Huh?
Yeah, they were trying to kill us, man. They didn't really taste that much, didn't
it? Of course they were. Literally, they were trying to like. They were literally like experimenting on us. You know what I mean? They were literally experimenting on us with processed food and seeing, you know what I mean? So.
I remember that cake, that white cake you got, with the little sprinkles on it. There was a white cake.
It was really dry. It was really dry, innit? It was like eating a sponge. You know, like a fucking sponge you wash up with. It was like eating one of them, but dry. You know what I mean?
Shit. And then Paul's also asked, there's too much horrible bollocks going on. So if you were stuck on an island, what 3 people would you want with you?
Well, 3 people.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be a bit hard because I've got more than 3 children. Do you know what I mean? So it'd be a bit hard.
Yeah.
I'd have to choose the children on who's been behaving. You know what I mean? And it's one of them choices that I couldn't make. You know what I mean? And then even if I did get stuck on the island with them, they'd drive me mad. I'd probably end up running into the ocean like fucking Tom Hanks in Castaway. Screaming,
How would you choose the favorite kid? How would you choose the 3 favorites?
How would I choose my favorite kids? Oh my God. Well, it wouldn't. I'd probably have to do it on behavior. You know what I mean? Like, it'd still be a tough one. It'd be a tough one. It'd be a tough call. You know what I mean? It wouldn't even be like who's been the best behaved. It'd just be like who's been the worst behaved. You ain't coming. But you know, the chance. Huh?
You kind of got to look at the kids for their uses. Like, who's the best at climbing trees to then be able to get like coconuts out of the tree for you? Who would keep the island clean? Yeah. Who's the best at cleaning? The sweep up all the mess. Who's good at fishing? All that kind of shit, innit, man? So you'd have to kind of look at it like that.
Yeah, true.
Be on survival of the fittest. Me, I'd want to be on there, with I'd want a masseur, someone to give me a back massage every day. Like that would be definitely. You'd have to have a woman who can give a back massage. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, what else? Fucking someone who knows how to cook good food. So, do you know what I'm saying? There has to be someone who knows how to cook good food. And Third person. I don't know. I don't think I need 3. I just need someone who knows how to cook really good food. Yeah. And then
you can get all of that in one person.
Yeah, if it's a sexy woman who knows how to give a good back massage and can cook some serious food, then yeah, we'll be good, man. We'll be good. So then, like,
rolled into one.
So Paul Jenkins has asked again, what's your favorite cake? I love a bit of cake, he said. I like lemon drizzle
cake as well.
Lemon drizzle cake.
Yeah, what cake do I like? Mate, cake, eh? Oh, mate. I don't mind like some birthday cakes. You know, like the birthday cakes you get, like Thomas the Tank Engine ones and them ones with all the icing on it and stuff. I don't mind.
What flavour? Like Victoria sponge?
Yeah, like Victoria sponge with some, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. Yeah, you know, cream and jam in the middle. It depends, like, you know, it depends, you know. Sometimes I like cheesecake, for instance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love cheesecake. And then,
but does cheesecake count as cake though?
That's what I was thinking. Do you know what I mean? Does it? But I like gatto. Does that class as a cake?
Yeah, gatto isn't that just the German word for cake, innit, or French word for cake?
So maybe, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know, man. So then Stephen Robs said, "Whoa, back in 2006, I bought a copy of Human Trash in Swindon on the street." Yeah, big up, Stephen. That's our album there.
Yeah, and big up Swindon. Because I've been going around Swindon I've been going around Swindon more recently. Because nowadays I'm in the West Country, so I've been going around Swindon. I'm a frequenter of Swindon. And you get me? I always like to go there. The people in Swindon always show love. You get me? I've got good memories of Swindon from around them times as well.
Yeah. He's saying also he was in Bath last year and he bought another CD off a guy outside the Roman bars randomly. Saw that it was by Terra Slim. I nearly asked if he was that Terra, but thought there was no way there was a relation so randomly, but it was.
Well, big up, yes. That's what I'm saying. See, nowadays we're down the men's doing our thing as well. Yeah. Trust me, that's where it's at, people. You know what I mean? A lot of people have to understand, like, right now, that's where it's at in the West Country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, definitely. Because
and then Chris, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, right now, things in London are getting a bit too, you know what I mean? Everything's getting a bit too serious. You know what I mean? There ain't much people having fun, and there ain't much. Do you know what I mean? There ain't the vibe that used to be there. Ain't there no more.
It is getting very serious. DA invited you to GL5 for a smoke.
Yeah, trust me, what I'm saying. West Country thing, Gloucester, Swindon, Bath, Bristol. You know what I mean? Like Cardiff's, Newport, all these areas. Yeah, trust me. Yeah, you done know, Ash. Ash, you already know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Right now, my car is on the road. I'm good to go. You get me?
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
You're driving now, yeah?
Yeah, I have to. Yeah. I can't be dealing with public transport.
Oh, what? So you done your driving test and all that?
I can't say anything I can't say anything official online. All I can say is the car is on the road. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? Because it's all political anyway.
People, I was trying to get Terra to pass his driving test. Like, we're talking about 20 years ago now, man.
But I struggle with things like theory. See my theory test. Yeah, how long it took me to pass it? It took me a long time. How long? Many attempts. It took me about 20 years. Do you know what I mean? To do my theory test, pretty much. Yeah, I kept failing it. You know what I mean? Everything else ain't too bad. It's just the theory. You know what I mean? And I realized my mind ain't just, you know, I just don't have the brain for. I'll figure it out eventually. But when I'm put on the spot and I'm asked all these questions, I don't know what the fuck anything means.
Because I remember like years ago, he would be driving back from Manchester. Yeah, Terra's asleep in the car next to me. I'm like, yo, I need to sleep, man. I need to pull over and go sleep. And Terra's like, nah, man, just keep driving. I'm like, nah, I need to sleep. I'm gonna fall asleep at the wheel. Terra's like, nah, don't worry, just fall asleep, man. We'll just crash. We'll just die. It's cool. Then I pulled over. You know what? In the end, I had to pull over at Milton Keynes. Yeah, so I pulled over, and where we pulled over, there was a wall in front of us. Yeah, so I slept. Then suddenly I wake up. Yeah, you're going, what the fuck is going on? Like that. Yeah, so I woke up. I'm like, what? You go, oh shit, because we're in front of a wall. So you thought we were crashing straight into the wall, innit?
Oh yeah, oh shit, yeah. I woke up, and the first thing I've seen is the wall, and I was like, yeah, I remember that, yeah. But funnily enough, I was in Birmingham, and I was supporting Kalashnikov. I must have jumped in the car with him and his people back to London. And one of his mates who's driving, was literally falling asleep at the wheel, and
shit.
Everyone was tired though. Everyone was like half asleep, and it was so scary because I was trying to sleep, and then I would get woken up by like the car jolting, and then I would look up and there'd be a lorry and we're nearly crashing, and I was like, I was terrified. I was thinking, okay, we're not going to make it. We're literally not going to make it home. And then I remember falling asleep. Eventually, I managed to fall asleep because even though I was tired, I couldn't sleep because I was thinking we're going to fucking crash. But then at the same time, it was like, I can't keep my eyes open and look at this. I was like, there's no way I can sit here with my eyes open and just look at what's happening. So I had to close my eyes, end up falling asleep. As soon as I woke up, I was in London. I jumped straight out the car. You know what I mean? That was
That's what I'm saying. There's another time Genesis was telling me when we come back from Cornwall that time, and we were going through, I think, is it Exmoor down there, isn't it? So we pulled over. He was asleep in the back. So then I've gone sleep in the front, and we pulled over on the moors, so we can't see anything outside. So then you went out to have a spliff, and then he's just woken up, and the car's just stopped. He doesn't know what's going on, and then randomly there's this red glow like outside, and he was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And he realized that we just pulled over, man. Debbie O'Leary has asked, "Can we talk about the difference between watchers, demons, and angels?" I don't know. What's a watcher? I don't know. Do you know what that is?
Not too familiar. Well, angels are said to be. So there's
aliens,
different kinds. There's so many different theories. Angels are meant to be, like obviously messengers. And they're also said to be. Was talking about it the other time. They're said to be like beings from the sky. So they could be described as like aliens, something like that. But then demons now, I don't know, a demon would something that would be more manifest itself because with angels are actually meant to have a physical body. You see what I'm saying? Just a different type of I don't know how to describe it because it's like a different type of flesh than we have. You see what I'm saying?
Because she like jelly? Are they jellyfish then? I had a dream that I was fighting jellyfish, These jellyfish were coming out of the sea and they had skulls in them. And then you had to stamp, I had like steel toe cap boots, you had to stamp on the skulls of the jellyfish aliens. So maybe flipping angels are actually like jellyfish, innit?
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know, but I don't know, innit? It's hard to describe certain things. Certain things are hard to describe because it's interdimensional.
Interdimensional jellyfish aliens, I think that might be.
But I don't know. I would like to know more about the Watchers. Actually, I'd like to know more.
She's put that the Watchers are angels who betrayed God.
Oh right, so like a fallen angel.
Yeah, they're in the Book of Enoch, apparently.
A fallen angel. Yeah. See, I have not really looked into the Book of Enoch, and I've heard different theories on the Book of Enoch.
See.
A lot of people rest a lot of their like what they understand on the Book of Enoch, but I haven't read it to even kind of like break it down.
Yeah, nor me. Man. Matt Young has said, "What's the most embarrassing thing you've seen in a rave?" Like I can answer that straight up. There was one guy, he was on ketamine. This was at a squat rave. He was on ketamine, and he got robbed, stripped naked. Everything was gone apart from his shoes, and he shit himself as well and pissed himself. He was ketted out of his mind. That's got to be pretty embarrassing for that guy.
Well, one of the most embarrassing things I've seen at a rave.
Yeah.
And this was embarrassing. And it's two different occasions, but relating to the same person. Yeah. Was probably when D Raw has turned up to first it was the Carla. We were supporting the Carla.
Oh yeah, that was a mad one.
And then the second time was when we was in Oxford.
Yeah, Oxford. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, as much as I've seen people do all sorts of raves, but as far as like, you know what I mean, like walking out of the rave feeling a certain way, like it wasn't even like embarrassing for him. It was like embarrassing for all of us. It was embarrassing for all of us. It was embarrassing. And what the biggest embarrassment was out of everything was having to face Miss Dynamite and Akala's mum after that. Yeah, and it's true. And what was even worse is turning up to a studio where Miss Dynamite, Akala, Da Vinci, enough people were recording like weeks after that happened. You know what I mean? And sit down with him and actually realize these actually are decent people. These are not actually nice people who are actually doing anything, literally do anything. They were feeding us. You understand? So that's probably the most embarrassing thing I can say from being out.
Yeah, well, that's you know what, D Raw, he was next level back in the day, man. D Raw, this guy, he would be.
He was legendary.
He was legendary. He calls it
He was
mayhem.
legendary. Yeah, he was legendary. But yeah,
I don't know how deep we could get into these subjects. Do you know what I mean? I feel we need to get D Raw on the show, innit? And
yeah, we need to get him on there and get him to explain himself, because what it is, even though this is a long time ago, I still see these people. So these people that were affected by this, I still cross paths with them and speak to them. You know what I mean? So from, even though it's long forgotten, even for them, it's still, do you know what I mean? It will be remembered as long as it is remembered for.
Yeah. I mean, I always remember those times, man. There's another thing we were asked to talk about. This footballer who's filmed his mate wanking. William, what's he called? William what? Saliba or something like that. So he's filmed his. He's sitting there, and they're all. I don't know what the hell's going on, but he just filmed his friend who's naked next to him wanking. So people have asked us to talk about that.
Well, I haven't looked into the case or whatever. I did see someone write about it on your wall earlier on. What I will say is that this is nothing new to like football culture. This is what I'm saying. Everything's been shielded from this generation to the point where, they're surprised. But that's only because all of this stuff's been hidden and swept under the carpet. Like, if you know about, like, back when I never played football. I'm not a sports person, But back when I was younger, you would have known as well, AC. When we were younger, if you were a part of the football team, what did you do after you finished training? You all got naked and jumped in the big bath. Did you not?
I don't know. I was never played football, man.
That's what we didn't play football, but people that played football like for Sunday league or whatever.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's what used to happen. They used to jump in the big bath. Yeah, there wasn't no shower cubicles. Yeah, that was definitely going on when, like, see, back in the 70s and 60s, that was standard procedure. By the 80s, it might have turned to a communal shower. Everyone was still fucking running around naked in front of each other, comparing each other's dick size. You understand? So this is nothing new. Like, you know what I mean? That is, you know what I mean? It's just the original football culture, like, re-emerging. And now, you know what I mean? These same people, like, these people are probably too young to remember it, but their dads probably played football. Their dad probably told them all these sort of stories. That's just standard procedure. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Mary Jane said he was a Arsenal FC football player. It's a room full of men. So you think he leaked it on purpose to show what's going on?
He might be. Yeah, because he might. Because what it is with these young players now, they're just here to play football. They didn't grow up in our era, so they didn't know about all this stuff. So when they see this, they're thinking, "What the fuck's going on?" Let me, you know what I mean? Let me show the outside world. Which he probably shouldn't have done that. He's probably broke the code. But,
Mary Jane saying, like he said, jumping naked is a bit different, but then one guy in the middle of the room wanking while everybody is going about their business as normal.
Because these guys are so used to it. You got to remember, these guys have seen it all. They've probably played Soggy Biscuit. You know what I mean? These guys have seen it all. You understand? And it's like it is one of the and the thing is, it's like I went to a gym in Glasgow, and it's it's got like a area. There's shower cubicles and it's communal showers, Now I'm in there getting changed. One man is just there standing around naked. It's like not even like he's getting dressed, or he's just fucking hanging around naked. So people do stuff like that. There is people that are like exhibitionists, and you know what? Those people did the right thing. Ignore him. You get me?
Yeah,
If a man wants to sit in the corner and have a fucking wank, you ain't sit there and go, "Oh my god, he's having a wank." You know what I mean? Ignore him. Pay him no mind. You know what I mean?
I remember in the one time I was at Victoria Station, or was it Victoria Station or Waterloo? I can't remember. I must have gone for a piss, yeah. And then there's this geezer, he's a skinhead guy, innit? So I thought, oh, is he a Nazi or something? What's going on? And he was like pissing in the urinal, and then I realized he wasn't pissing. He was like he's wanking, innit? And he turned around and showed me his dick, and I was like, "Nah, brother, I'm cool with that. I don't get down like that, innit?" So I just left him to it and went. I think that was his technique to try and chirps people, innit? And then there was another time. Remember when we were promoting in Leicester Square? Yeah, one time I went for a piss down in Piccadilly Circus public toilets, right? And there were these three guys. Like,
that's a well-known. That's a well-known cottaging spot. That is.
Yeah, there's three guys pissing into the urinal. Yeah, there's one Somali dude and then two white guys, and they're all jerking off into the urinal, innit? And this next guy came in, and he must have been from out of London, and he walked in, and he was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" So I was like, "Oh shit!" I didn't know what was going on. I was just pissing. I didn't know what they were doing, innit? And then the guys come, he's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And I turned around, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Mate.
Mate.
This is some dodgy shit. Yeah, this is some dodgy shit. These are degenerate people, and that Somalian guy. You know what I mean? That Somalian guy. You know, he's just definitely disgraced his people by doing that. There's no way he's going to.
Do you remember the other time? Do you remember the other time we were there? We got in a fight with those football hooligans, yeah, and all those kids who were like the young kids who used to go.
Oh yeah, man. That was all the young. Yeah, that was all the younger Peckham lot. That was all the younger Peckham lot.
So they ran in and helped us, yeah, and then the police were trying to hassle them, innit? Yeah, the police were trying to hassle them, and then like I remember there was one guy. There was a hotel opposite above the steakhouse, innit? And there was this white guy up there, and he was just naked, and he was just jerking off in the window,
Wow,
and all these tourists started taking pictures, and they were photographing and filming him. And I remember the policeman was hassling that guy, so I was like, "Bruv, I think you're hassling the wrong people right now." And he goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Look," he looked up. And then all of a sudden, like the guy was still there for a while. Then all of a sudden, you just saw like two police come in the back. They kicked the door open in the hotel room and just grabbed him by his neck and just pulled him out.
West End was mental. But that was the thing. West End was so mad back in the day. There was no way it was going to last. There was no way that it was going to carry on the way it was. You know what I mean? It was too much mad stuff going on. All these rich people taking drugs and losing their minds. But yeah, big up them Peckham lot, man, because you know what's mad about that situation? After they smashed them boys in, me and Grandma, we was coming off the bus one day. Grandma was drunk and just on a
I remember this. Yeah.
And he's ended up coming off the bus and literally running straight into one of these utes, and was about to pop off. And a couple of them gathered round, and then I recognised them from the other night. And I said, "Oh, you lot was from the other night, innit?" And they were like, "Yeah," and that was cool. And that was just this situation just diffused, you know. But had it not got diffused, like now I think about it now I know more about all that fucking YPG and all these gangs that was operating in South London at the time. Had that not got diffused there and then, it could have got very serious.
Could have got sticky.
I mean? That gang, them lot were rolling 20, 30 deep sometimes, you know what I mean? There was a lot of them. So, you know. But yeah, that was cool though. I used to see them around central London a lot doing their thing.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, man. What other questions we got?
That's it really. That's all of the questions. So I'm just gonna go to this next thing. Hold on, I'm just gonna share the screen so you lot can see that. Let me know if you can see that, yeah. Where is it? So I've got some interesting articles, yeah, because I don't know if any of you have got this flipping newspaper, right? I got this newspaper put in through my door and that, yeah. Yeah, big up Johnny over and old type Fearless, MC Fearless in the chat. Big up Belly Man in the chat.
Big up to Fearless. Yes, big up to Belly Man. Go on.
So I got this, yeah. It's called the Epoch Times, right?
It's like Enoch Times.
The Epoch Times, yeah.
Wow.
So this was being handed out free, and it was like how China's communist regime endangered the world, right? And it's everything.
So it's a racist newspaper.
I don't know. Every single article is about how China's cover up led to a global pandemic. Chinese communist subversion of the WHO, giving the right name to the virus, causing a worldwide pandemic. Yeah. So I was like, what is this paper, man? So then I went and I found out who funds it. Yeah. And it's funded by these people in China who have this cult called the Falun Gong. Yeah. So they fund this thing, and I was like, "What is this cult?" Because I'd heard of it, because I know the Chinese government are like persecuting them, like they do the Uyghurs, yeah. Right? You know the Uyghurs, they persecute them, and
of course,
they put them in the concentration. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So they do the same thing to these guys, and apparently they take their organs and just make them disappear, and then sell their organs on the black market and everything. Yeah. But when I was reading about this, the Epoch Times is funded by Falun Gong, yeah. So I was like, what is this Falun Gong thing? So then I looked it up, yeah, and their leader is called Li Hongzhi, yeah, and he reckons that aliens, right, are coming to the earth and they're inhabiting human beings because they love human bodies, because they think human bodies are the best, yeah. And he's saying that what does he say? Where is it? Hold on. Yeah, he's saying like you can get supernormal abilities or special powers, right? And then you have to do all of this studying under him. Obviously, you probably got to give him a lot of fucking money, innit? That's why he's so rich and can fund all of these like crazy newspapers and stuff. But he thinks, right, that race mixing is wrong. So he says the way alien beings get human beings to shake free of the gods is to mix the races, causing human beings to become rootless people, just like the plant hybrids people make nowadays. So he's saying South Americans, Central Americans, Mexicans, and some people in Southeast Asia, all of these races have been mixed. None of this can evade the god's eyes. Alien beings have made rather extensive preparations for overtaking human beings. So he's saying if there's all these different levels to heaven, yeah, and apparently if you're mixed race, you can't get into heaven, innit? So it's a bit of a mad one.
Yeah, man. But even him, somewhere along the lines, he even must mix, because even as a Chinese person, he is not the original Chinese man.
Yeah, but he thinks he is, isn't it?
Chinese man. Yeah, but he's not though. But even looking at it from an evolutionary point of view, or a historical point of view, or a biological point of view, he ain't the original Chinese man. He's himself. He's an amalgamation of different races. You know what I mean? Different races amalgamated together, like a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of Mongol, a bit of do you know what I mean? So even him, he has to understand that, like, when people talk about being a pure race, you know what I mean, you aren't pure. There's no such thing as a pure
exactly
race.
This guy's just a fucking dickhead.
You could be mixed race now, and then you could meet another person of another race. You could go on to have kids, and then you could become your own. You understand? You could become your own race through that, and then you could then turn around in 1,000 years and say, well, we don't believe in mixing, but you are a product of mixing. You understand? So
according to him, I ain't going heaven, innit? But he's saying
do you want to go to his heaven? Do you want to go to his heaven?
No, but the thing is,
he goes. Do you want to go to dog eater heaven? That's what you have to ask yourself. Do you want to go to dog eater heaven?
There's different. It says there's different distinct heavens for people of different races. So each race has their heaven, different heaven. So racism doesn't even stop when we're all dead, apparently, to this guy.
Well, as long as I don't mind. As long as I can sneak in all the other races ones. You know what I mean? As long as I can sneak into the Asian heaven and the Arab heaven and then the English heaven and like, you know what I mean? And then sneak back into wherever I'm supposed to be. But but that's the thing, innit? Man. But this is what happens.
So and they believe Donald Trump, is gonna save the world.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
Do you know what I mean? So this is quite disturbing when you see all these certain people who think Donald Trump's gonna save the world. They're all a bit fucked up. They're all a bit fucking weird.
What you got to understand, like, you can't be surprised. What you have to understand with China, you can't be surprised if a Chinese person thinks some craziness. Because at the end of the day, there are people eating dogs in China, people eating cats in China, people eating rats, people eating all kinds of stuff in China that we'd look at and think like, wow.
So you think that what you eat can affect you mentally? They have proved that eating. Well, they proved that eating like McDonald's all the time, the chemicals in it can affect you mentally.
No, what I mean, it's not necessarily. It's just that like people are sitting there like they're surprised when they hear something mad about China. They're surprised, and it's like, well, maybe you need to do some research on China and see what really goes on in China. And
I think maybe as well, you know, like the because in China they've been kept isolated by their government, isn't it? So then maybe and then whatever the government's teaching them as well, then it's like they haven't got a choice. They have to take all that shit. So
it's true, but then that's not even the issue. You know, with the communism, that's one. You know what I mean? Like that's got its argument for and against the way they live in China. You know what I mean, and even North Korea. It's just I don't know. Innit? I'm just one of them people that couldn't get over the dogs and the cats, I suppose. So that's always just going to be my.
You know, when they do that,
it's always going to come back to dogs and cats, and it's like it's like it doesn't matter what festival, it doesn't matter what they do.
You know that mad festival where they fry them alive? They just use a blowtorch on them. That's fucked, man.
So even if China dropped a nuclear bomb on someone or a country, and someone was like, "Oh my god, did you hear what China done? They just dropped a nuclear bomb on someone." I would always bring it back to the dogs and the cats. And be so, like, in my eyes, I think, you know, that from that was overlooked as cool. Is no surprise. There's no surprise what could happen, and it's not the whole. Obviously, it's not the whole country.
But it's like with the Uyghur genocide thing as well, isn't it? Our governments ain't really doing shit about that because of the money.
Because they can't.
But they're tied up. They're tied up in business with loads of like China and stuff in it, with companies and all that. So that's why money's more important than people's lives.
England can't do nothing about that. You know what I mean? England hasn't got the power to go India and liberate them. At the end of the day, England's just taking notes. You know what I mean? England's just taking notes. So it's like some you know what I mean? In maybe like who knows? Maybe they start doing it to the Muslim population over here. Start saying, you know what? It worked in China. That look exactly like what they're saying in Wuhan. Oh, it worked in Wuhan. Let's bring it over here. So they might even say, "Oh, look, China reduced its terrorism by." Do
you think Boris Johnson would be on that?
Well, I couldn't put it past him.
I mean, he does like those Flashman books. You know the books called Flashman. Have you read any of them? It's about this army officer. It's a satire of the attitudes in the late 1800s or whatever, taking a piss out of like how they used to be so racist and colonialists and all that. But Boris Johnson, apparently they're his favorite books, isn't it? So maybe we can't put that past him, man. But then another funny thing
is a joke.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. And Boris, it's not even a case of we can't put it past him. It's a case of Boris Johnson, he's going to do what he's told, isn't it? So it's not a case of would Boris Johnson do it. It's like if Boris Johnson happened to be Prime Minister when that got implemented, of course he would do it. I mean, he's got no fucking choice.
Crazy.
So that's it.
And did you see today someone hacked the police website?
Did they?
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, this is the police recruitment website. Yeah, it says join the biggest gang of legal criminals. Yeah, it says huge ego, enjoy telling people what to do, love following orders. Then why not join the corruption? Last year we had over 3,000 allegations of police corruption, but don't worry, less than half are properly investigated. Drug crimes, bribery, theft, falsifying evidence, fraud, sexual misconduct, and unauthorized disclosure of information are just a few of the bonuses that come with joining the police. And then if you go to learn more, you go to the website, and it says, "This is the great public service that you could provide," and it's got a video of a policeman harassing some guy on the street. So I don't know if it was this guy. I don't know if it's this guy who made it. And it says, "Join the police corruption." And the mad thing is, brother, it's been like this all day, yeah. And the police still haven't sorted it out, innit? So it says, where is it again? What forces? Oh yeah. Look, who can join? Anyone who feels insignificant. It says you don't even need to know the law. That's mad, isn't it, man? Someone hacked the police website. So big up whoever did that, yeah? Crazy, crazy.
You know, what do they expect? What did the police expect? You know what I mean? I saw someone make a post the other day congratulating all the fucking services, which is fair enough, but like congratulating the police. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute, what are you congratulating the police for? Like, you're congratulating the police for what? For fucking harassing people. Do you know what I mean? So you're not even congratulating like a NHS staff or a fireman or something like that. You're congratulating the police. The police haven't done any good work. Since this entire in the whole year. In the whole year, the police, all the police
they've been harassing people, innit? And just like getting
harass people. That's all they've done. And I'm not going to say they've really harassed me too much, but I've seen them harass people. I've heard of them harassing people. But with me,
I've seen them turning over people's cars and that. I mean, luckily, like when I was driving, I had a police, I had a key worker badge in it. So the company I was working for, like working with the young offenders and that, they gave us a key worker badge. So if the police pull us over, we can show them that, so that we wouldn't get, police brutality and all that kind of stuff, innit? So yeah, man. But I've seen them like pulling people over and just turning their cars over, going crazy and shit. But like going on to the alien subject, there's another metal monolith appeared in Sheffield Park. Yeah, Kelly Milet sent me that. Yeah, big up Kelly. Like, what do you think of these monoliths?
I don't know. Well, how deep are these monoliths going? Are they like permanent structures?
This is what I'm saying. Like the one that they found in the desert in America, they dug it out. They dug it out and then took it. But then some of them, they've just managed to tip them over, so they weren't really held down with any foundations or anything. So who knows about this one? I asked her, did you go and see it? But she said she went and looked for it but couldn't find it. So maybe they took it. Then there's another one. There's some massive moons or planetoid-like objects were filmed in the Dubai sky from many angles the other day. So what's that, Nibiru, or is that something else? Do you believe in all that Nibiru shit?
I don't know much about it, to be honest.
So Nibiru is like, they're saying like in the past, there was another planet, right? And its orbit is crazy, innit? It goes really, instead of like all the other planets are going around the sun like one in one kind of orbit, this one's going in a different kind of orbit, so it comes back every few thousand years, and when it does, it passes really close to the Earth and fucks up the Earth, makes it go the poles switch and all this kind of stuff, and then the reptilian aliens are gonna jump, like fly off it and then come onto the Earth and then take us all over, innit? So that's the Nibiru thing,
who come up with that theory?
I don't know. I ain't got a clue, but it's been going around for a while, isn't it? It's been going
around for a while. It's always worth looking into the source, you know what I mean? Because I don't know, like for instance, a lot of people got into, you know, that Malachi Z. York.
A
lot of people got into him, like especially in the black community, they got into him. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not disrespecting anyone that follows Malachi Z. York, innit? But I knew some people that was like, they showed me some of the stuff that he was into, and they was into like summoning UFOs and stuff, weren't they?
I don't know. Like, the thing with him, like, he was saying some stuff that was like, okay, I understand where he's come from. Yeah, he's saying some actual real stuff. Then he started to say that white people were the creation of lizard aliens, and that they only live to 60 years old, and they are made for food. And I was thinking, nah, this guy's lost it now. He's just talking shit, because like I know white people are in their 80s and all kinds of shit. So I'm like, nah, man, come on, what the fuck is going on here? This guy's lost it. But you know, that's the thing. A clock can be right twice a day, innit? And then like a broken clock can be right twice a day. And then the thing as well, like people were saying to me, no, he might be chatting shit on there, but his other stuff is gems, man, and I'll listen to him. But I'm like, yeah, but you know, Hitler, he was nice to his dog. Yeah, doesn't mean he was good to follow the geezer.
And that's the thing.
So,
that's the thing as well. Like, remember, Hitler was a very educated man, so there was like, if you was to speak to him on a level of like, you know, whatever he was expertise in, he would give you the correct answer. But it doesn't mean that he was a decent person. It doesn't mean
you don't want to end up following the geezer, innit?
It doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that he had the right. You know what I mean? Obviously, he made a huge error of judgment. And it's a similar, like Farrakhan. Obviously, you're not comparing Hitler to Farrakhan. But even Farrakhan, like, I saw something he was doing the other day, and it's almost like, you fucked up already. You've said stuff that doesn't make sense, or you've been exposed as something, and now, don't get me wrong, you dropped some knowledge, said some things that are, this guy, he knows what he's talking about, but you have to understand, it's all part of an act. He's going to say the right thing because he needs your support, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong. What he's saying is true, and it comes across as sincere, but it doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? Like I said,
like any of these charlatans, who have become leaders like Hitler and all these other dudes, what they do first, they come with a little bit of common sense to draw you in, and then they start saying more mad shit. So like, I've seen a lot of them doing this. Like your brother had it out with that Tariq Nasheed dickhead, isn't it? Like, he's the same. And then there's like, Tariq Nasheed, he's the one who's going. He just I can't remember. He's kind of like Umar Johnson, isn't it? But he's just like some dickhead, man. Like, trying to just talk shit about people. So he was trying to have a go at your brother for having a white wife and that, innit? So he's just a dick, man. So fuck him anyway. But then there's
a lot of black people. I find a lot of black people, when they get into an argument, that's the first thing they'll resort to. Oh, you haven't got a, and it's like, what they'll do is they'll assume that I don't like black people. See what I'm saying? They will just assume that I'm not into black people. Just because you have a white girlfriend or I have mixed race children, and they jump to the conclusions of like. But then what you have to understand is we ain't all the same, innit? We didn't all grow up the same. Like, we didn't all. But
they're fucking idiots, because I've known you for years. You've had black girlfriends as well, so what the fuck? And it's even like with Jen, I had to reply to this guy. I was like, how the fuck are you saying that about Genesis when he's actually been knocking out real Nazis in the street from years? And what the fuck have you done? All you do is chat shit online.
Is he an artist, this guy?
Nah, he's just a prick, innit? He's just a dickhead from America who just talks shit online, innit? He's like one of them YouTube personalities, innit? So
well, you know what it is. The thing is, in America, it's much easier to do that. It's much easier to be around only black people, and just come from a black area and see things from a black perspective, because America's very segregated, and some parts of England are, but not so much. Like, you might get that more in Birmingham, some parts of London, but other places like Manchester. That's what I would say to anybody. Is say, come to Manchester and start talking that to some of the mixed race guys in Manchester. So go to Manchester and start telling these mixed race people up there, and Liverpool as well, and start telling these mixed race people whatever it is you're trying to say. And we had this issue in the Racist Exposed as well. We had black people saying to mixed race people, you can't speak against this because you're not black enough, or you're not black, you're only half black. Because you're half the racism we get, and it's like, at the end of the day, man, you ain't fucking anyone who thinks that hasn't.
Because the thing is, like, I had one thing like that. This girl was saying I had light skin privilege and all this and everything, and then I was like, okay, and then she was like, but the problem is, like, she was trying to say that she's had racism worse than me, but I was like, well, I don't know what your life is, but then you don't know what my experience is, because you have to understand that if you're outside of London in the sticks, they're viewing me the same that they would view you, innit? So there's none of the colorism shit there. So if I've gone through those things and I've been viewed as you are, then do you know what I'm saying? And you're saying you are, then we've been through the same shit. Like, okay, there's the light skin thing. There were people, like, I remember when we used to go and sell CDs, innit? When people used to harass then like Daly would be like, oh, you talk to the feds, innit? Because you're light skin, so they won't be so scared of you. So then we'll probably get out of this. So I used to be like, yeah, cool, okay, cool, let's do it. So do you know what I mean? There is that, but then people have to like look at everyone's individual experience, innit? You can't just say, oh, because you can't just say because you look like this, you can't have ever gone through that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So that's where I differ with a lot of those people like that.
And that's where Mayhem, he actually made a bit of a fool of himself, because we met
Mayhem. Who's Mayhem?
You know, from London. He's one of the guys from London, rapper from London. He's usually selling CD.
No, I don't think I met.
We've been outside. No Juggernaut from Nottingham. He's a rapper. Mixed race guy anyway, yeah. He's like you know what I mean? But he's a you know what I mean? He's a mixed race guy. His dad's black, right? Now Mayhem started some thing about saying to him like, oh, you think you're better because I don't know how it started, but it was something to do with like, you know what I mean, like you're privileged because you're lighter skin. That's kind of where the conversation was. And he even had to turn around and say to him, mate, do you know who my dad is? Yeah, my dad has done a lot of stuff for black people in Nottingham.
Yeah.
Don't think for 1 second that because I get any privilege over you. And now that's another thing people have to understand as well. You know what it is? It ain't got nothing to do with whether you're dark, light, you know what I mean? Like you can be light skin and someone, you know what I mean? Someone will hate you. You can be dark skin, someone will hate you. You can be white.
Yeah, I mean, like there is the argument with, like, have you seen the girl from Mystique, innit? Sabrina Washington? She come out and said that like they were always pushing the 2 mixed race girls for the magazine covers and all that kind of stuff, and they told her that because she's dark skinned, she will not sell the magazines and that, so they wouldn't have her put on there. And then there was, who was the other lady, Alexandra Burke. They were telling her, oh, you're dark skinned, so we can't have you doing this kind of stuff because it won't sell and blah blah blah. So there is that kind of stuff going on. So there is that light skin privilege in that sense. But it's all different situations, isn't it?
That's for the blacks that accept it. That's for the blacks that are in that line of work, that go to work every day knowing they're working for racist people. And
see, this is why we like, because even that guy was saying to me, oh, what have you done for to make sure dark skinned people could have got the jobs that you got? And I was like, I haven't had a job, I haven't been applying for jobs, and I haven't applied for a job. I've left the job market. Yeah, I haven't applied for any jobs for like 20 years. I've just been doing my own thing, innit? So anyone who wants to fill those positions that could have been given to me because my skin's lighter, they got them. So I was like, and then she just blocked me, innit? She blocked me. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. You got to take everything on its, like, everyone has to find out about people's individual histories before they start saying these blanket statements, man. So it's crazy.
And
but then
that's it. And also as well, worrying about who a man is sleeping in the same bed with at night and having kids with. It's like, what a lot of these people expect you to do. They expect you to sit there and be like, actually, you know what? You're right, I'm wrong. Let me just abandon my children then, and my wife. Let me just abandon them, and you know what I mean? And fucking, you know what I mean? So, you know, you can't really listen to a lot of these people. You know what? It's all good. Do your thing in it, like make your money, and that's another reason why I got into. Remember in Racist Exposed, there was a guy that I kicked out, and I was talking about it the other day on my other podcast. Black guy, 50 years old, wearing, putting, you know, every weekend puts on a wig, lipstick, fake eyelashes, a pair of high heels, women's clothing, pair of fucking door knocker earrings, goes up Soho. Yeah, and then he wants to turn around and then say things like, you know, all white people are demons, and this is talking to an audience of like of 6,000.
Predominantly, you think that he would understand about prejudice already, and he wouldn't be saying those kind of things.
And also, like I said, a lot of stuff about Asians, like cussing at Asian people. Don't get me wrong, like, you know what I mean? Like, black people have got their little piece to say on Asian people, yeah, but at the same time, he's, like I said, blanket statements. You understand?
You can never. That's like, it's like Wiley with the Jewish thing, isn't it? You can't do a blanket statement. Wiley should have just concentrated on his manager, and that was it. You can't make blanket statements about anyone.
Wiley was just doing his normal madness, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, because remember he done that before about Indian people, innit? He went crazy and he was actually meant to be the host of the Asian Music Awards. And they dropped him because of that. Yeah, they dropped him. They dropped him, innit? But then like he didn't get cancelled and everything off Twitter when he was doing all that madness. But this one, it took it to a next.
Well, what it is with Wiley is that he went against. Sorry to change the subject, but obviously he went against people who have got more direct connections to Twitter, to these sorts of sites. You understand? And it's like, the music industry. It's not even as the music industry. The entertainment industry is very connected. You know what I mean? So it's almost like when Nova got Alex Dutty cancelled. It's just like on a smaller scale.
But see, was Alex Dutty actually cancelled? Because isn't he still putting music out?
No, he's got cancelled. It's completely like, I mean, he's dropped a few pieces here and there, but he's pretty much like, you know what I mean? It's kind of basically put an end to his career, and that's why. And this is why I said, look, allow it, because you know what I mean. I was like, Nova's a fucker. He's a master chess player. He's a master chess player. Don't fuck with him. I was like, don't fuck with him. Seriously.
Oh shit. So we got another story that scientists say that there's a particle that can act as a portal to a fifth dimension that mediates the cosmic realms of light and dark. It's on vice.com. So they're saying that this new particle could provide a natural explanation for the abundance of dark matter, an unidentified substance that accounts for most of the universe's mass, and resolve intractable problems about subatomic particles known as fermions. So they're saying that they find this particle, we can go into fifth dimension and shit like that. So that's like, I don't know. It's all kind of mad because like all these. You think they're full of shit, yeah?
Yeah, I think they've been going on about this particle for ages and building some machine that's going to fucking destroy the earth if it goes wrong. And it's just like, you know what it is? You know, the truth of the matter is, all these scientists are just wasting loads of money. They're just taking loads of money to just do all this research, and majority of this research, you know what I mean? It doesn't really amount to anything unless they're inventing something that's going to actually do something. You know what I mean? A lot of it is just fucking stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, money donated to scientists to try and like do time travel and these sorts of things. It's like, okay, mate, it might be possible, but you've got to think, if these people don't manage to go into different dimensions and create teleportation machines and time machines, that's a lot of money on the drain. Do you know what I mean? That's a lot of money.
Diego just said that we can quantum teleport. It's old news. Oh, for real? Well, you know what, people, hit the share button, share this shit. If you can, give us some stars, innit? We got the stars button activated, So hit the likes, the loves, and hit the stars buttons and share as well, people. Share.
The thing is, remember, you got the Philadelphia experiment. Yeah. But the Philadelphia experiment, it was a successful teleportation that went wrong. You understand?
Yeah,
you know about it, innit?
Yeah, because all the sailors, their bodies were all fused with the metal and shit, isn't it? Afterwards.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So God knows what kind of cleanup job that was.
Fuck.
You know what I mean? So
didn't it just disappear? I thought the shit disappeared again and it never came back. I thought they made it. They wanted to make it teleport to somewhere else, or something. So it teleported somewhere else. Then it appeared, and they went on board, found all these sailors all fucked up and that, and then a couple of them got off, but they went mad and died or something, and the rest of them, they were all used in the hull, and then it disappeared again, and then never saw it again.
Maybe, because I know it appeared somewhere else near Philadelphia, which is why it's called Philadelphia. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So is that was kind of like and what they done with that was like light bending.
Yeah.
So what they were trying to do, they weren't even trying to teleport. They was trying to make it
invisible, innit? So the Nazi subs couldn't blow it up, innit?
Well, it was like an experiment, innit? Like, what they would do is they will charge the ship at a certain frequency where it will make the light, instead of reflecting straight, it will reflect, it will curve.
Yeah.
So that the ship will disappear, which kind of can make sense, yeah. It makes sense if you look at it in a scientific term, but obviously the ship was meant to have appeared somewhere else for about 15 minutes and then disappeared and then reappeared back to where it was in the first place with all the shit. And then apparently afterwards, I don't know how true any of this is, but apparently afterwards it was a report. Some people went into a bar and some sailors started fighting. Yeah. And as they were fighting, they were like disappearing. Disappearing. And so, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a thing.
And Diego said that scientists achieve high fidelity quantum teleportation over 44 kilometers, and that we're at least 25 years behind whatever they decide to release to us. So, yeah, man. Yeah, I hear you, Diego. I hear you. I got another thing like this, saying what celebrities could be aliens. Yeah. So they're saying
celebrities could be aliens.
So what do you lot think? Who do you think is an alien? What celebrity would you say is an alien? There's this slideshow of Karl Lagerfeld. He's some designer. Yeah.
I've heard of him.
Let's check him out.
Karl Lagerfeld, yeah.
Oh, that don't look like it. What the fuck is this? That's some.
What you been watching, eh?
I don't know what this is. So that link didn't work. Okay, let's check the next link. Lady Gaga. They're saying she is an alien. Let's check out Lady Gaga. Is this gonna work? This link? Page is unavailable. Okay, so this article is actually turning complete shit.
No, right? but that means that they've been taken off the internet.
Yeah,
that means because taken off.
What? Because they're aliens.
Maybe like that means like you know what's happened recently with like Danny Bones' channel. He's had people make defamation claims and removed. So right. You know, and sometimes you usually get them when it's actually true. So maybe that is the case. You know what I mean? Covers got blown. It's like, get that fucking article off the internet now. You know what I mean? Because think about it, even drill artists have been getting their stuff taken off. Drill artists have
that's been happening for a long time. The police have been on that, man. They're saying Lil Wayne.
But drill artists have been getting, like, for instance, you know Mist, right? From Birmingham. He's a rapper, he ain't really a drill rapper, but there's a video where he's getting into some situation in a prison.
Oh, yeah.
You seen that video, yeah?
Yeah.
He got his legal team to take it off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can take things off like that. You can do that.
But really and truly, he explained what was going on anyway. He was saying it was him on his own. He was on his own. Three of them come in there with knives.
Yeah.
I mean? That wasn't on the camera, do you know what I mean? So it is what it is anyway, do you know what I mean? And he's like, boy, he's still here, innit? He went off to do his thing.
So they're saying Kenny Rogers is a reptilian. I don't know who's Kenny Rogers. Do you know who that is? I never heard of him.
I've heard of him, but I don't know who he is. I'm not really, you know what it is? I'm not really good with celebrities like that.
Yeah.
Not really.
They're saying Lil Wayne is a alien as well.
I don't think Lil Wayne's an alien because Lil Wayne, a lot of people only know him from his like more recent. You understand? Whereas Lil Wayne is only a year older than me.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to Lil Wayne since I was about 12. You understand? And when I first started listening to Lil Wayne was no celebrity. Lil Wayne was from the hood, probably drinking codeine and smoking fucking PCP, and like Lil Wayne is you know what I mean? So if Lil Wayne was an alien, then it would be very, you know, I could believe it if it was like they said, someone like Justin Bieber, or someone who's been in the celebrity life their whole life, whereas Lil Wayne actually started off very underground. And not just for many years as well. He did about 10 years being underground.
So you don't think he was like born as an alien on Earth, and he's just like had to do the hard graft and his mixtape and all that?
Lil Wayne just took loads of drugs, like a lot of people from New Orleans around his area. You understand? Them guys are from the hood. You understand? Like them areas there. You know what I mean? People are doing heroin like we're smoking spliffs. You know what I mean? That's how it is. It's like it's a different kind of, you know what I mean? Down there, you go to the dirty South, it's different. It's very different. So Lil Wayne has just been taking holy drugs and just been getting turned up. Just, you know what I mean? Getting womanizing, gambling, hitting the club, popping bottles of champagne. You know what I mean? Lil Wayne's just like, you know what I mean? Lil Wayne is just like a product of his environment. You know what I mean? I don't think he's an alien.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then you got Diego saying he heard 15 years ago they could download your brain to a computer.
Yeah.
Would you do that? Would you want your brain downloaded into a computer? Because then that
probably
would be
already like they probably already done it.
You think they've already done that?
Well, they've probably got enough information. They've probably got enough information to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Maybe, yeah. I wouldn't want to do it personally because what they're doing now is they're making the chatbots for dead people. So they're making a thing where, like, they're gonna. It's like a Ouija board. So it's something you don't want to get involved in when it does come around. But you
I remember you said something about that. So they're reanimating corpses, isn't it, and putting chips in them and stuff, yeah?
Pretty much. What? No, not necessarily corpses. What they're doing, it's like you die. They have all the everything that they've got of you. Maybe you've got your voice, they've got your picture, they've got all your facial expressions, they've got videos of you, they've got all your messages, all your comments. Do you know what I mean? They know what you're into, how you talk, they can put that all together with all the information and make the AI very much, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Like, you know, it will it'll be a simulation of yourself. You understand? So you can ask the person, and then what will probably happen as well?
Yeah.
It might even have a thing where you could probably ask the person stuff that you didn't know.
I mean, I think you see what Diego's put in there about them downloading the brain, to the computer. Or you would maybe say it was uploading it. It will be like, so when you get old, or when you get older and you still compos mentis and you want to live forever, you could do it in the digital world, innit? So we'll have two worlds in our society. We'd have like the digital world where people are living forever, and then we'd have the physical world. But then you'd have like a lot of people would want to go into the digital world early because it's probably going to be better than their real life, isn't it? So that's the mad
but
thing.
They wouldn't realize then. They would. But what they wouldn't realize is they wouldn't actually be there. They wouldn't be there. It would be their information that they've used, but they themselves wouldn't be there. It would be a computer. Well, if they want to do that, that's up to them. You know what I mean?
Unless they got away.
Honest.
Yeah. Unless they've got a way where
if it was a machine that was going to do the work for me, if the machine was going to work for me, then I could be like, okay, cool. This machine's going to work for me non-stop for the next 60 years. Yeah, I can just die. My kids, they need anything, talk to the machine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah, talk to the machine. You need anything, the machine will happen. Do you know what I mean? And then I can say, like, cool, I ain't got to do anything. Do you know what I mean? But as far as it sounds, it's just going to be a thing like, it's just a machine to chat. It's not a machine that's going to fucking, you know what I mean?
Actually, I mean, they'd have to make it so that your sentience could be in there, innit? So Michael's saying it's pretty much like the plot of Westworld Series 2. Yeah, like as long as they, you know, could you be a sentient being in a Matrix? But then, you know, the people that say we're living in the Matrix now, like David Icke and all that. Are we are we controlling ourselves in here, or are we just like the Sims? You know, like the Sims in that game. I think we're all doing what we want, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you know what it is as well, though. It's back to what you brought up earlier when you was talking about the is it the demons or the watchers that like to come into human bodies? Yeah. So this is another thing. In a way, the human body, it's just the human body is just a body in it. So it's like a vehicle. It's in this how you experience life on Earth. So if you was to go to another planet, you might need a different body to experience life on that planet. You see what I'm saying? And that body might not even be visible to the eyes of this body. And do you see what I'm saying? It's all that's what I'm talking about. Interdimensional stuff. It goes deep. But yeah, in a way, that's what I'm saying. In it, it's more of a case where, we more have control of our body. But then at the same time, depends, innit? We can lose control of our body and other forces can take over. You know what I mean? So if we drink too much alcohol or take too much drugs, then we're out of it, innit? We're not actually in our body. So when we're not in our body, what's making us move? And what's making our decisions for us then? Something's making a decision. Something's when you're drunk. Something's making a decision, telling you to go and punch someone in their face for no reason, to run across the road. Or, do you know what I mean? Something's telling you to do that, innit? Or something's telling you to act a certain way. So yeah, in a way, the body is just the body, innit? And it can be controlled by. So this is what the kind of like Avatar plot's about. It's like taking the consciousness out of that body and putting it into that body, but only while that body's awake. And then as soon as that body goes to sleep, that body wakes up, and it's like consciousness transferral. So I think part of that is what they are trying to perfect.
I mean, I got into an argument with an alien today.
An alien?
Yeah, so because this is like the Canadian Minister of Defense, was talking about the Galactic Federation of Aliens and saying that they got all this technology for us. So I was like, well, why don't aliens give humans the clean technology to use because they want the humans to stop burning fossil fuels and all that kind of shit,
Yeah, that's what Extinction Rebellion wants. But fucking hell, they blame the aliens.
See. So then, like this Sharon, she goes, the Anunnaki had this technology, and guess what? They blew the world to smithereens, just like we will. So they created us and taught us everything we know. It's a vicious cycle. But then this alien there called the reptilian representative, he came in and he's like, well, I don't know if it's a he or she, said, why don't aliens give you people technology? It's not their world, it's your world. So your responsibility to solve your own problems. Otherwise, you are not considered worthy to be seen as an adult. So I said the aliens sound like conservatives then, innit? And then this Pink, I don't know, this person called Pink, said, I think they would if we agreed to their terms, So then the reptilian representative said, terms or no terms, they're not allowed to give technology to less evolved species. And this is deemed so by highly evolved entities in the non-physical. The answer is no. So I said to the reptilian guy, I said, look, just break the rules, man, and just save the human race from their cells. And then the reptilian guy said, if they break the rules, they will get into trouble with beings far more powerful than them. And saving people from themselves prevents those people from learning their lessons and interferes with their evolution. Besides, death is an illusion, so it's nothing to worry about. So I said, okay, fuck it then. But then he decided to carry he decided to carry on going, So he goes, if you want advanced technology, get the government to declassify what they have. There are people that have already developed anti-gravity, free energy, healing devices, so there is no need to seek help from off-world. And then he goes, interstellar aliens are obviously more evolved, but who said they have all the answers? They don't. They can only offer their perspectives. It's up to you to do what you want with that information. That's why you people are suffering. You don't want to take responsibility for anything and blame others for not taking your problems away. How about you all grow up? So this is what an alien is saying to all of us, That
doesn't sound like an alien, does it?
I don't know, man. Like my argument there with him is like, if I see a dog drowning, I'm going to help the dog. I'm not going to say to the dog, you need to evolve, and learn. I'm just going to help the dog. So if these aliens are watching us now, seeing the world getting all fucked up, they should help us, man. Like, if they've got the solution to it, do you know what I mean? So,
well, it's up to them, innit? And that's the thing. Humans have got a sense of entitlement. You know what I mean? Like humans always say, like, if God is real, why does he let people suffer?
Yeah.
Why does he let And it's like, well, have you not read the Bible? Don't read the Bible. He'll tell you exactly why he'll let you suffer. And
especially in the Old Testament.
Well,
the God in the Old Testament is ruthless as well, man.
The God in the Old Testament's the same God as in the New Testament.
But the way he chats. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously with Jesus, when he's come, he's kind of softened it, innit?
No, he hasn't softened it. Jesus hasn't softened anything. It's just that the New Testament. No, because the New Testament was written. Like what it's like, it's like right now we're in England. We're in like a fucking colonial. We're in our colonizers' country. Yeah, there's only so much we can say. We only have so much leeway here. You see what I'm saying? If we was in our original country, we could talk about England a certain way. We could talk about the Queen, cuss certain people out. You know what I mean? And it was the same thing in those days. It was like them man were living in Rome under Roman occupation, so they couldn't speak so they had to get their message out there, but they had to do it on a sly. So even the New Testament isn't even. The New Testament is just a few pages of like letters. It ain't nothing. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing big. When people try and sit there and say, "Oh, the New Testament," the New Testament is just like a few handwritten notes that a man scribbled, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It weren't even made for like mass. It weren't made for loads of people to read. It was made for like to be passed around on the slide. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because it was like to be deep undercover, innit?
Yeah, and so even if the Romans did, and it had to be written in a way where even if the Romans did find it, and like, what's this you're fucking writing? It weren't you understand? It weren't some Old Testament hardcore. So it's the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got it twisted. They think that, you know what I mean? People think that because God created you, he should care. And it's like, why should he? It's up to him, innit? It's like me. If I want to make something, if I make a cake, and that cake has got some sort of fucking feelings for me, like, oh, if you're the greatest ever, I don't care. You're just a cake. I'll throw it in the bin. I might smash it for fun. You know what I mean? And the cake might be like, oh my god, this is so cruel. But I was like, yeah, well, it's up to me, innit? So it's the same thing with, you can look at like a lot of these things where people are talking about aliens. People thinking, oh, these aliens, they want to come and save us. Why should the aliens save me? Like, why shouldn't the aliens wipe humans out? Do you know what I mean?
Like me, the way I think, like, obviously, like they might think we're like ants and just a pest and they'll wipe us out. But otherwise, like they should just be nice, innit? Like you see, like with the Mothman prophecies, innit? There's another documentary about Mothman, innit? And it's talking about the legacy afterwards, after the sightings and all that. So they're saying that the Mothman are not aliens. They always lived on the earth, but they're higher beings. So to them, we're just like ants. So they try and warn us about these disasters coming, but it all just comes out mangled because they can't, like us, if we were trying to speak to an ant, the ant wouldn't understand what the fuck we were trying to say. So it's that same kind of thing. But Diego saying, do you know who John G. Trump was? Yeah, Diego, we talked about this actually 2 weeks ago. So if you check our other one, it's there, isn't it?
Yeah,
there,
Donald Trump, time traveling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Donald Trump, like, he's up to stuff.
Yeah, big up Maxwell from Germany as well, and Lila's saying that the Turkey sent a rocket to the moon. They're going to send a rocket to the moon. So there was something about it. They're saying that the moon has aliens on it, and that when they were saying that the people, when they went to the moon on Apollo 11, they did this. They said it did the staged version. Did the staged version of it in the studio, but they also actually went there as well. But when they got there, they saw aliens running around all over the place, and they had like flying saucers and all this kind of shit. And they were like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" So then they came back in it. Yeah. But then there's that other conspiracy theory that says that there's no actual space in it. Space is fake.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
And I've actually, you know what? I'm actually kind of leaning towards this flat Earth stuff. You know what I mean?
We're gonna have to get into that next week, then, man. We're gonna have to get into that.
On Facebook. My mate, one of my mates, Keith, on Facebook. Yeah, he's been dropping pure flat Earth knowledge. Well, I've got no choice but to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's dropping that knowledge, not after knowledge after. You know, it's one of them ones. He's just hit him with a barrage to the point where no one even knows what to say. I
know one guy. Yeah, he's so into the flat Earth thing. He falls out with people and just blocks them if they don't agree with him. Innit? He's so into it.
You know what it is? I can kind of understand. You know, I know it might sound narcissistic, but I can kind of understand. You know, sometimes you get to a point in life where, you know, if you truly do know what you're talking about, and you truly have done the research, and you've truly got the answers, and you've got uninformed people trying to argue with you, you might as well just block them. I mean, if you know, I mean, if someone, I know what you mean though. Some people don't want to hear another opinion, but you know, at the same time, I don't think a lot of people are on the internet to share opinions. They're on the internet to upload their opinion.
So I want to see what the people in the chat think. If like, do you think Donald Trump is an alien? Let me know if you think Donald Trump is an alien. And then if he is, we'll give him the greeting. And then also, like, maybe like Boris Johnson. Do you think Boris Johnson is an alien? Or Priti Patel? I think Priti Patel might be an alien. Yeah, She looks a bit like her.
All
So
I
the
know
way,
about Pretty Patel. All I know about Pretty Patel is she hates her own people. You know
that's
what I
why
mean?
I think she might be an alien. That's why I think she might actually be an alien. She's
she
a
hates her own.
reptilian.
She hates her own, mate. I tell you.
Yeah,
It was all
I think she's a reptilian. Oh, so yeah, Maxwell saying he thinks Donald Trump is a pig that changed into a human. So, and Matt Young says he thinks Pretty Patel is a Terminator. Michael saying she's definitely evil. I think she is. That's what I think Pretty Patel is, man.
Let me tell you something, guys, and you might take it offensively, you might not. Yeah, every single black and Asian person in British politics is a fucking sellout. Yeah.
What even you think? What's her name? Diane Abbott.
Yes.
What about the MP for Brent? What's her name?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Yes.
What's her name? Is it Denise?
Yes.
Denise,
all of them. Every single one. Yeah, there's not one that I can name or think of that isn't a sellout. Yeah. Someone even all of them. They're all of them. It's not even worth trying to find a good one. They're all very bad people. Yeah.
But mostly anyone, a lot of these politicians, a lot of them, they're not in it for helping anyone. They're there just to like make dough, innit? They're there for the limelight, and they want to feel in power.
Yeah, what it is with a lot of people. Some people are so evil, they can't even just fucking leave it at the streets. You know what I mean? Some people got to go into the police force. And then some people can't even leave it there, they've got to go into politics. Yeah. That's who you're dealing with these politicians. Your Sadiq Khans, Pretty Patels, Sean Bailey, Diane Abbott, fucking David Lammy, the other fucking woman from Brent.
Yeah.
The fucking
did you see that handful of Paris Council meeting? Did you see that? Was that
the one in up north?
Yeah, where they go mad at that. So that kind of shows, like when people get a bit of power, it goes to their head, innit? And they get a bit of clout and they go mad. Like that geezer, he was going crazy. And then that Jackie Weaver just shut the geezer down, man. Like I had to rate that Jackie Weaver, man. She just kicked him
out. She's making a name for herself. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
I've definitely heard her name floating around a few circles in the last couple of days.
Yeah, she was on all the news channels, and then she was on Women's Hour on Channel 4. She's killing it, man. She's killing it. But what about Corbyn? Do you think Jeremy Corbyn's an alien? Because you see how like we went through those aliens last week about the ones that are Lyrans are like caregivers and that, whereas you got reptilians, the Alpha Draco ones. I think Pretty Patel's an Alpha Draco, but then I think like Corbyn could be a Lyran alien.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I don't think he is.
What do the people in the chat think? Do you think Corbyn is an alien? Jeremy Corbyn, do you think he's a Lyran alien? Is he
Corbyn, but even Corbyn though, he's another one who everyone thinks, Corbyn's such a amazing person and this and that and the other. Corbyn just like the rest of it. Like he might be a bit better. He might have his policies might be better. He ain't no different. That's what I'm saying to people. There ain't none of this. But I would say with the black and Asian ones, the reason why I'd say they're particularly bad is because they're there specifically. Like they're there specifically to fuck you up. So Sadiq Khan, he's there specifically to fuck up the Bangladeshis and the Pakistanis. Pretty Patel's there specifically to fuck up the Indians. We've got David Lammy, he's specifically to fuck up people in North London. Diane Abbott, specifically to fuck up people in East London. Sean Bailey, I think he's West London. He's a Tory, but he understands. So they've specifically placed people in certain places. So this is.
I mean, I'm looking for Corbyn now, and I can't find anything on him being an alien. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if Corbyn's an alien. He might be a human, innit? He might be human, but who knows, man?
If he is, that's probably what made him different to a lot of MPs. You know what I mean? That's probably why he was different.
Seeing. But Corbyn was the leader of our British Labour Party, isn't it? The Labour Party leader, and people thought he was gonna help everyone and give us free internet and save the world.
But it went the other way around. Everyone helped him and got nothing in return. So it was actually backwards.
Diego saying they're 100% control. Do you think what they're controlled by aliens, Diego, or what for the alien agenda? Diego saying it's all BS though. Lila saying none of them are aliens. They're just power crazed loons. Yeah, but like a lot of these people are narcissistic, personality disordered maniacs. Like Trump, definitely, he's got narcissistic personality disorder. So, you know.
Well, you know,
our society is made for that to be what gets to the top. You got to be a narcissistic lunatic.
Yeah,
and
to
then you get
thrive.
to the top. So
Yeah,
on that note, you know what? I need a piss. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go. But yeah, we'll come back next week, and I think we're gonna. What was the thing we were gonna talk about? The flat Earth, yeah. And then, have you heard about the missing 411? Have you heard about that?
No.
Check that documentary out, man. It's this thing in America where they think maybe it might be aliens snatching people, or some kind of like some demons, or simply a predator. Yeah, to snatch people, and they go missing, and then they just turn up. They turn up like naked or something a few days later, like, and the way they found them is just fucking crazy, isn't it?
You know what else we can look into as well, which is really cool. The Highgate Cemetery Vampire.
Highgate Cemetery Vampire. No, I don't know about that. We'll have to check that out.
Look into that, trust me, because that's kind of like recent history in London. Up until the 70s. Yeah, up until the 70s, yeah. That's so
Lila's saying they've all had shit childhoods and are trying to get the love they didn't have as kids. That makes sense. That makes sense why a lot of these people become politicians. So
well, you know what it is? They're just there to destroy, innit? That's basically what it is. It's just there. You've been paid no different to a drug dealer. You know what I mean? No different to a criminal, but even worse, you know what I mean? You're just taking money to basically ultimately sacrifice people's lives. So that's basically all a politician is, and then trying to gloss it up with their big sob story about how they were fucking racially abused. And how
you have to have a sob story to get anywhere now, innit? Like you see, like all the people on X Factor, and what's the other thing? Pop Idol. When they come on, they all have the sob story, innit? So everyone's got to have sob story now. Otherwise, it's no good. So, like, all right, cool. Well, people, we're also on Spotify.
I am banned from Facebook, everybody. So please, like, share it and tag me if you can. Like,
you can use your page though, innit? Your artist page.
I can't even use that. I can't
even use that. Page, you can't use that.
I can't. I can go on it. I can't share on it. I can't post on it. Do you know what I mean?
Weird. What the fuck?
So, but either way, just I've got 28 more days. Share this. You know what I mean? Keep me present on Facebook, even though I'm banned. And
man. And also, check us out on Spotify. We're on Spotify now and all other platforms. So go and have a look on there if you want to play these back. I put music behind them as well, so it's nice and soothing. Yeah, so it's more like you can listen to it and soothe yourself and fall asleep. You can fall asleep to the sounds of AC and Terra talking about mad shit. All right. So big up everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back next week. If you have any topics for us to talk about, please let me know. Share articles with us. Tag me on Facebook so I can see the articles. Yeah. All right. Big up. Cool.
Peace.